Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today is the 3rd of December 2020. Today I have with me Majid Mahmood Saab. He is a well-known defense analyst, and I'm going to pose him a question about the evolving situation in Afghanistan. Majid Mahmood Saab, what is your opinion about the latest stage of the negotiations in Qatar?
Yes, there has been a major development. Development in the sense that both the parties, the Afghan government and the Taliban, they have agreed to a framework from where they would go on in terms of move forward in terms of the intra-Afghan negotiations, and may possibly come up to a deal sort of to govern the Afghanistan in the after the US withdrawal. So we will see whether this development is optimistic. But we have seen the history of Afghanistan that many such promises have been made earlier, but that deal has not been kept by the warring factions. So there is a long way to go. What will be the type of Afghanistan? Would it be a democratic Afghanistan? Would it be an a Sharia-based Afghanistan? So these are the very tough questions actually, if you see. So we do not know, but we'll see how this process goes. And there is a real possibility that it may break down.
Uh, what, in your opinion, should be Pakistan's position with regards to the negotiations that are going on in Afghanistan right now?
Pakistan has been consistent with this desire that they want a stable Afghanistan, an Afghanistan which is not a base camp for operations against political and military and intelligence operations against Pakistan. I mean, Pakistan does not advocate to control the foreign policy of Afghanistan, but it does expect it to be neutral in terms of its regional engagements, and this has been Pakistan's consistent position. So, but my view is that what Pakistan really wants is an Afghanistan where there is no threat perception, so that Pakistan can focus on its real challenges, which lies to the eastern side of the border.
Myself, last time when foreign forces withdrew from Afghanistan, there was chaos and there was civil war and continued for a very long time. What, in your opinion, would be the shape of things to come? Do you think this time Afghan would be more sensible? Do you think that this time they will be able to go for a peaceful transition, or would they? Because there's no let up in violence, if you see.
Yes.
Fortunately, Afghans are not blaming the Afghan government is not blaming Pakistan now, but every other day you see major incidents in which people are killed by the dozens, and situation is not very stable. So, do you think this instability is going to snowball, or do you think that as a result of the negotiations there'll be stability? Would the transition be stable?
Well, we have to see a fundamental difference. What happened in the 1989 peace accord and post 1989 situation, the civil war in Afghanistan. Uh, my view is that America does not intends to completely withdraw from Afghanistan. It would keep using Afghanistan as a base against China, against Russia, and other regional powers, including Pakistan. So my view is that what America wants is a level of violence which, due to which it can justify its presence, long-term presence in Afghanistan. We should not forget that what the Americans have negotiated with in terms of 10 years agreement with the Afghan government.
So far.
Yeah, so far, and other agreements. And they also claim that they have certain understandings with the Taliban as well on that presence. Though we do not have any public evidence of that, but there were certain rumors in the influential media when this deal was brokered in February of this year. So we will see the question of stability is actually being driven and controlled by the United States posture in the region. So yes, what they don't want is that insurgent forces or resistant forces, not targeting them, but I'm not sure that they are concerned about Afghan killing Afghans, because that would actually justify their presence as a monitoring force in Afghanistan. So some level of violence will be there, But a complete civil war, I think, is not on the cards. We will see how Taliban, with these intra-Afghan negotiations, that process goes, and we will see what their perceptions will be.
One last question. There was a very high profile visit by the Chinese defense minister, and he was here for 3 days, and this was after he had been to Nepal. Do you think that there would be some kind of Chinese influence in Afghanistan, or would their influence in Afghanistan increase in comparison to USA? Because you were saying that the United States is not going to completely relinquish Afghanistan. They're going to keep some forces over there, or whatever their influence will be there. So do you think that Afghanistan is going to become a battlefield between China and the United States of America?
Well, the events can take this direction, but I still think that China has limited influence in Afghanistan, as compared to United States and even Pakistan. So, what Chinese are really interested in is that what is the future of American presence in Afghanistan? What would be its shape? And among other things, I think Chinese Defense Minister was also keen to hear the voices of Pakistani leadership about how they view the post-Biden transition and the view towards America, so that they could formulate their own plans and policies with regards to. So I think that visit was broadly can be seen in that context. But with regards to Afghanistan, of course, they are interested in Afghanistan, in stability of Afghanistan. We've seen that the Obama administration made a quadrilateral forum where Pakistan, China, United States, and Afghanistan were part of that agreement to bring stability, peace, and stability in Afghanistan. So China does want its southern neighborhood stable, but there are many factors that have come up recently, especially with regards to flare up in Ladakh and dispute with India. It is still simmering. There is no end to it. There is no negotiated end to it, as we say. Then the situation in Afghanistan could be more unpredictable given how Biden comes in, reviews the Afghan policy. So these are unknowns, and Chinese leadership, I think, wants to see how read the mindset here, that what are the perceptions here.
Thank you very much. That's all for tonight. Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to your comments. Khuda Hafiz from my side.